Alright y'all, I am here to do a poll recommendations video. It's kind of what it is, with my plans laced in between, and kind of a recap of the stream. If you're new to my channel, I play both JP and Global. I like to tell some of y'all the gotchas and the other stuff that you might miss. My recommendations, what I'm thinking about doing based on all that stuff. So let's get started. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I would like to hit 5,000 subscribers, maybe, but I keep being mean to people and driving them away, so. I can guarantee though that every character this month is at least better than Rydia. All right. Quality of life's Dismantle, man. All right, I'm gonna put myself out there. Full disclosure, I'm recording this after we got the Dismantle. Right. I was so hyped for Arciela. I'm like, yes, let's make that. I broke down my sword, and then I made a unique, and then I was on the elliptical at the same time. And I fumbled and I made another unique like an idiot. So now I'm sitting there with two uniques. I was gonna get that 5 out of 5 really quick, but now I just have to wait a little bit. Thankfully, I wasn't planning on refunding anything next month, so I can undo that one. But damn, I went so long in JP not messing this up, and here we are. But idiot. But whatever. You can read more. Nobody reads in this damn game anyway. So whatever. Ciaran chapter. Okay, so Ciaran, he gets a BT. He gets the big thing I know he gets is 40% HP cap up, combining his what's it called, BT effect and Heimer plus, provided he's blue. I don't remember the rest of the numbers, but I know he outputs some very good damage with his rework and stuff. Unfortunately, Ciaran is sandwiched between. He's a good character in the midst of Garnet and Ramsden. I think out of the three of them, well, Garnet's an outlier, but Ciaran has more personal damage. Like, he does a lot of damage with that, like, however many AoEs on his skill 2. Good HP, good, yeah, all his skills do a lot of damage, so he's pumping out the damage. Yeah, but 40% HP cap up, I mean, overkill. Sword ultimate weapon too. So I mean, he's competitive. If you don't have, I think he loses in the long run to Garnet and Ramza though, because he has not gotten force enhancement in JP yet. Ramza gets his in month 3 of Shinryu, and Garnet gets her in month, I think it's either 4 or 5. But so you're gonna be, if you go with Ciaran, you're gonna be stuck without him without force enhancements for a while, and that might not feel good. So that being said, very good character, very good Orobot. I won't be going for him though. I wouldn't recommend anyone else go for him, unfortunately. Even if you're in a spot where you don't have Garnet or you don't have Ramza, unless you're like dead ass new, no recommendation for him. And then we have Vaan getting a BT. He gets 20% HP cap on his BT. That's the big thing. And I think he gets more Brave Floor. I don't remember exactly what he does, but he goes Burr even harder. His LD gets reworked to do more damage. I think his skills have less build up. I don't know that for sure, so double check that. And his EX is a real button, so he just becomes a powerhouse. BT, like, it's just normal Vaan. He's been good since he got BT, and he's even better now. He can equip an ultimate weapon, so he can go Burr even harder. What are these guys good for in the future? Nothing in particular. Vaan does get even better with his FR, but FR Vaan is a completely different character than BT plus Vaan. So I think among both of them, if you don't have either of them, I wouldn't recommend chasing them at this point because content's so easy. And if you're gonna use Vaan, you've already decided. So if you're on the fence, probably I'd skip both of these LDs and BTs personally. And I already have Vaan's BT. I plan on pulling on a lot of banners on Ciaran's cycle. I do want Leo's LD, which I'll talk about in a minute. Shut up, phone. But yeah, not touching these banners really, aside from the free pull and Leo. But we move on to the next one. If you haven't done your summon boards yet, please do your summon boards. Jesus Christ. Wait a second, are they not talking about Arciela on these slides? What the hell? Oh wait, there we go. So that's weird, whatever. Arciela's getting a C90. Arciela has an unusually good C90. She has more personal damage. She's always lacked in that. Her party buffs get updated. She gets Brave and HP damage up for the party. She has LD debuff start on her LD board now. So both of her calls she'll start in with the no brave gain buff. That's pretty handy. And then whenever she uses her LD while she's in the party, it will extend active buffs. So let's say you open with skill, you have 2 turns of HP silence on them. If you press LD, it'll turn into 3 turns of HP silence. So Arciela gets a lot better. I just used her in recent Shinryu, so she's still like that unit that's broken when she works. So I think if you don't have her and you're semi-interested in Vaan, I think that's actually a good banner. At least. Although I'm not sure I'd recommend Arciela for anything. So honestly, I'm not recommending anyone touch that Vaan Arciela banner in total. Leo has a good LD call. I don't think it's a must chase. It is his whole gimmick with his LD is he adds fixed HP damage after every single target HP attack. So let's say your HP cap is no high armor, you're just 999, right? No, 99k, right? You'll do an extra 9k after every single target HP attack you do. This is fixed damage that does not scale with force time, but it is more damage nonetheless. So it's to be really reductionist, and this is not a good comparison. So please don't go around saying this is bad. It's bad, very, very bad. Okay, it's kind of like what Kate Sith does for brave hits, but he does it for HP attacks. He just tacks on a little bit more every time. And obviously, characters who have multiple single target HP attacks, and this is not per skill; it's per HP attack. So like Mahina. Suppose his he'd get an extra 9k added on 8 times if you use his HP plus. So do the math there. That's a damage increase, but it doesn't scale with force time. But I think it is a good call for like burst phases and stuff. And I'll be personally chasing it. What I recommend others get it. Out of all the good things this month, I think Leo is probably in back. I'd rather people go for Seymour's LD call first, but yeah, Leo. If you got tickets to spare, I think Leo's a good investment. At least the call. I don't think he quite justifies himself on the party, but yeah. So maybe if anything in this cycle alone, I'd say Leo's LD call maybe. Otherwise, just save Seymour. And the thing is that Yshtola was supposed to be the C90 on here, but her rework is conspicuously missing. I don't think I used that word correctly, but it is what it is. Seymour gets a nut. They double down on his follow-up. So now he's got his follow. He gets a damage increase basically, and he gets a new debuff that what does it do? It increases its HP damage up. That increases based on the boss's HP. So 80% and above, it'll be at 10. Below 80%, between 50, it'll be 20, and below 50%, it'll be 30% HP damage up. So this is a very good LD call. His LD also dispels. This is potentially a 30% HP damage up and 1 debuff at the end of the battle with the delay. It's very good. Seymour in the party, I don't think he scales very well. I mean, he obviously just got his FR and BT. When the boss HP starts spiking, Seymour starts to feel worse. And there's some HP spikes this month definitely with Safer Sephiroth, and then next month with T9 and Divine Bahamut, and then once Tenryu starts, he's not going to feel the greatest unless you're super building around him until he gets his FR. So I think Seymour is one of those really good LD goals that people should pick up. If they do put Yshtola on this banner, honestly don't know what her personal damage gets increased, and I think she gets an aura buff. Yeah, Stone is a 2-turn delay now with more HP attacks. Her LD Brave things, whatever, got buffed, I believe, and she gets more personal damage and all that stuff. So she's better now, usual C90 stuff. I didn't talk about the Ciaran fight. Whoops. It's a fun one. Kefka blows you up. Yeah, well, whatever. You guys will see tonight. I'm planning on running Barrack for that, for stay tuned. But this Seymour fight, this literally has no reductions. This fight, after we get a nice fight in the Kefka fight, this fight rolls over. So, sleep. It's a delay orb. I'm not sure it's lethal or not, but this fight was hella sleeps. So yeah, recommendations overall, I'd say get Seymour's LD call. If Yshtola's on this banner, fine. Since they didn't put her on the banner, and Freya and there's campaigns in the limbo. There's Realm. So the new LDs that are in the limbo are Freya and Realm, and the old LDs get 90s that are supposed to be this month are 9 and who? Anybody play Metal Gear Solid 5? 9 and Kate Sith have 90s floating in the wild too. So maybe they could put Kate on this. If Yshtola's not here, maybe they could put Kate or 9. Shut up, phone. Jesus. They could put them on this banner. But I think Seymour's call is a worthy LD call of chasing. And at least he does better damage in co-op than the fucking Kurosame calls. Jesus Christ. Stop bringing Kurosame and Jack, you idiots, please. Just bring a call that does damage. Christ. Okay, Alphinaud. Oh yeah, Yshtola's Medica becomes instant turn rate. Alfie hates that. Alphinaud. So he gets T90 juice. His LD applies an HP poison. His poisons, his personal poisons get better. His upgraded Brave and HPs get better. So he's a good character all around. I know Alfie soloed this fight with that character. This is getting confusing. Wakka, shout out to Blind Eye, better damage, better auras, typical C90 stuff. Nothing really to say here except Alphinaud is plagued by the fact that his poison ticks are all separate instead of all at once, so he makes battles take so excruciatingly long, and I hate it because he's a great concept as a character, but it's so painful to put him in the party just because of watching the poisons tick and tick and tick and tick and tick, and oh my god, it's they need to fix that for real. What are my recommendations on this banner? So this is an asterisk recommendation. If you are planning to pull Camlin not FR and you have a driver for his FR effect like Machina or Tidus for tier 10, if you get Wakka's LD call and you get good, because the stage is immune to paralyze to initially stop that, but if you get a good roll on Wakka's LD call and you get the stun, that counts for Cam's FR effect, and then you could drive that and blow it up. That's a thing that can happen. This is the last opportunity to get Wakka's LD call. So I'm actually gonna go for Wakka's LD call for that specific reason, just so I can have that option. I plan on getting Strelada for that stage anyways, but otherwise I can't recommend anyone touch this banner. Sorry, Blind Eye. Wakka got upgraded, but I don't think he's anything special really, and Alphinaud is paying to use. The fight, HP poison, so you could just bring X-Death or X-Death friend or Ida, because she does that too. I still have not muted my phone, I'm sorry. Okay, now it's muted. The fight kind of rolls over. They never HP attack you, so whatever. Let's keep it moving. 12 minutes so far, we're doing well. All right, campaign draws. Ciaran's on one of them, so that might be Freya. So my prediction right now is they put 9 on the Seymour banner and they put Yshtola on the Freya banner. They might do that because the way they handled Yshtola last time was they had a BT rerun of her with I think it was with Ida, maybe, but it was just Yshtola's LD and BT, and then on the Seymour banner was just her LD, and that was a very weird format for the banner. So maybe they're gonna put the campaigns on those instead. So I put money on, and by money I mean $5 at max, on Freya and Yshtola being the banner. Freya got really good stuff. I skipped over Freya because I think the Freya guy on Reddit was at peak annoying at that time, and so I just kind of dismissed her without actually looking at what she did. But Freya is a character I heavily regret not investing in, because on top of her having party last stand, she jumps like the reductionists are going to come out full force for Freya. She's like Kayn but heals. It's so much more than that. Freya's a really good character. I think she got Brave gain up, party HP damage up, and the fact that she has those buffs and can sit in the air and then heal you while she's in the off turn, that's a very good character with very good high armor plus as well, 15% HP cap. She's very good for hard fights, so I would recommend people pick up and invest in Freya. Like full stop. Like that's the tweet. Like, have I recommended anybody invest in anyone so far on these banners? I think it's just been Coles. Yeah, it has just been Coles. Freya is a character I would recommend building. Full stop. You don't even need ultimate weapon for it. You can just set up in the air. Yeah, so that's a banner I plan on getting. I plan on getting Freya. That's a blue. It's a frame 1. Great character and a new co-op. Hopefully we get a GL exclusive Lufenia, but the way they worded this, it doesn't look like we will. Yeah, and maybe 9 will pop up here. 9. Oh yeah, I didn't talk about 9, did I? What did 9 get? 9 got more personal damage because he's always been the AoE DPS shielder. And because he can do that now he can pump out a lot of good damage. And since 9 shields are based on how much damage he does, and now they let him do more HP attacks, his shields get really fat. So I think 9 is very good, like damage. Like 9 can do the whole DPS tank thing. It's just that he's not that popular. But I think they did a good job with 9. But unfortunately, when content gets hard, he's probably not going to be the best choice. But so I wouldn't recommend going for 9, wherever he is. Constellation the best. His brave armor scales pretty poorly as well. So if you do end up having a unique weapon, not a unique, a spear ultimate weapon, he'll probably feel better. But I think he's like a halfway sleeper, but I wouldn't recommend anyone get him. And I already have him, but I wouldn't chase him personally. So the only one in this cycle I'd recommend, so I'll recap the cycle. Leo LD call, maybe. Seymour LD call, definitely. Wakka LD call, potentially. These are horrible qualifiers. And invest in Freya. That's about it. That's my big recommendations for the cycle. And ooh, World of Illusions nonsense. Okay, the 6 warrior quest. I gotta stop calling it 6 man, because we're inclusive here. Where was I going with that? This is a fun fight. I forgot the mechanics, but this is it plays like Final Fantasy X. And you swap characters in and out. Let's talk about the characters. So Snow's getting his BT here, and just general giant PSA. Anyone hyping Snow's BT effect is a hype beast, and they don't know what they're talking about. I've seen this on Reddit so many times, and it's looking like a Noctis BT scenario where everyone's like, oh, this thing is really good. I see it in YouTube videos. Look at how builds I can do. Or kind of like Eateroth in that sense, that people use it and they got fucking bored, or they just didn't want to work to pull it off and play normally. Like Snow, the way you abuse Snow's BT effect, I don't know the specifics, but you need a lot of Brave gain on a Brave finisher, and then you can do a lot of stuff. And they nerfed this in Shinryu. It's still possible, but the amount of work you have to put in to make Snow do that versus just playing normally, man. So Snow himself, his EX becomes a real button, his LD does more damage. He doesn't get that much of a change. The draw of his BT effect is that he gives refunds to HP attacks. So I think it's a 50% Brave gain after every HP attack, based on how much damage you dealt, and that's how you end up abusing the Snow thing, because you gain beyond your current max Brave cap during a BT finisher. But otherwise, he just gives Ice Enchant, and then which is kind of just Brave damage and refunds, which isn't the greatest, but if you abuse it, it is. So again, if you see anyone hyping Snow into Oblivion, please, they are not credible, because they have not done their research. They have not talked to actual JP players who will tell you in a heartbeat that this is not realistic. There's a reason nobody's doing it, and only prospers in like YouTube clickbait thumbnails. Like for real, like this is not realistic. If you, anyone who says like, oh, Snow's BT effect is broken, ask them why, ask them how to replicate it, ask them how well it works in a Shinryu, ask them questions, because I guarantee, like I seen another comment, I forget where it was, but someone was like, yeah, Snow's BT is broken, and someone was like, oh really? And the guy said, yeah, I know it is. And then like there was no like intellectual curiosity there. Like are we just saying things? Are we just repeating things we hear without understanding them? This community drives me insane. Fact check. Understand. Nobody. Okay, that's a different rant for another day. Where was I going with this? Yeah, Snow's alright. Lyse is a butt. They gave her like some defensive stuff and some very middling auras, and her personal damage isn't the greatest. So Lyse is mid as fuck. She's probably the worst LD this month, to be honest, but she's still better than Rydia, mind you, which isn't hard to do because Rydia fucking sucks. So that's Snow and Lyse banner overall. I don't think it's a good one. Then the Emperor and Balthier are getting their 90s. Balthier is getting a slight rework. I think he gets free skill and quest start, so he can build up. I think he gets 3 stacks of his overhead, right? I don't remember if he gets a damage buff, but he's C90. I have a ultimate gun though, so I might work on that Balthier. Where's I going with that? Emperor gets the juice on his stuff as well. He finally gets some more HP attacks, and Emperor, because he scales so hard with his traps, can do a lot of destructive damage, like previously, depending on how well he's set up. Yeah, he got a fat ass personal damage increase, and his BT plus, I think the bigger draw is just that he gets to do his BT twice, but he gets a more Brave damage cap up and Brave damage buffs for the party, so his traps can cap some more, right? He's pretty nasty with it though. I might token his BT. I'm thinking about it because I've never really used him. I've never had his BT, and that's not true. I got it recently for free in JP, but I never ran him. And I plan on building a staff once I unfuck my extra unique. But I think I might get him. I think I might go for him. I don't know. I think I'm about it. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. I think Emperor is really good. I think both of these banners overall, I wouldn't recommend anyone pick anyone up from them. Unfortunately, I think all these characters are passable without too much regret, especially Lyse. They're all better than Ready though. So let's. Oh yeah, the actual fight. There's too many mechanics to remember, but it's a nice break from garbage time. There's mechanics. This fight made me think. It's fun. We'll see. We gonna see. Free multi, so maybe I'll just be a good player. All right, Raijin. I think this banner is probably the most important and meta and impactful banner of the month. Raijin LD call. This is a Kurosame level call, baby. This call is broken to hell and back. It's if you know how Reno works, where he negates damage with his pyramid LD, Raijin's works the same way, except it does not go down after the enemy does an attack. So if you're no-turning a boss, you expect them to do something dangerous, you throw Raijin's LD call up, and if they don't get a turn, the debuff lasts 2 turns, and it just this call is one of like a top 5, maybe top 3 call in the game. Actually, honestly, I think this call might age better than Kurosame's as of late in JP, because HP damage up is not as important in the face of boosting your force time and keeping yourself the fuck alive. So Raijin LD call, this should be everyone's #1 priority, for real. Like broken call. You'll get another opportunity to get it month 3 of Shinryu on the Iroha LD. I mean the Iroha FR banner, I think that's where it is. But you should get it now. Trust me, you should get it now. You won't regret it. Kadaj got really good upgrades. I remember. I'm gonna get mad again. The fucking people who focus on potencies. What the fuck is a potency in this game, bruh? When they first saw Kadaj, they're like, my potency, he had no potency change. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean? People just say stuff, bruh. No, there are not. The problem with this community is that there's not enough smart people to drown out the stupid. No potencies. Kadaj not only pumps out damage, his LD debuff got upgraded to where now it's no brave gain. So now he's got double no brave gain on, since he got debuff start. Both of his calls are no brave gain, which is very helpful. Kadaj, by the way, if you haven't gotten a Laguna RF sphere, do that right the fuck now. Throw it on Kadaj so you can frame that debuff for tier 9. Kadaj is top 3 MVPs for tier 9 because he hits all the conditions. Gold debuffs, apply multiple debuffs at once if you give him the Laguna RF. Dispel, like all that shit. Kadaj is good. He's the second reason I'm getting a unique. I Ciaran Kadaj fans. Also, shout out to the idiots who were like, oh, I hope you guys use Kadaj when he's fixed. People are about to be running Kadaj, so fuck you. God, what a stupid take. This is way too ranty. I did not expect to choose this much violence today. But imagine pushing against you wanting someone fixed so other people can enjoy the game just because it inconveniences you. How much of a fucking Ciaran do you have to be? Jesus Christ, grown-ass men! Anyways, this band is really good. You should get both LDs. Kadaj ages really well. He's a god. Just Kadaj being good for tier 9 alone makes him good. The actual fight, I think it's a stun. I think this fight's okay difficulty-ish. I think it's got warps and threshold attacks, but it's still not high enough HP, but it does stuff. I'm bluing Kadaj, and he's gonna get my unique ultimate weapon. I like that. I hope he gets a BT with the Genova theme. But yeah, this banner #1 entire month, hands down. My biggest recommendation. I'm investing in Kadaj because I'm gonna stomp tier 9 with him. Just get those Laguna RS, right? Oh man, violence. Oh yeah, and then Cissnei. Woo! I need to start reading the chapter again because I think that helped me with my engagement with the game. The story, because I remember seeing this in JP and I took a lot of screenshots, but I didn't actually read like what was going on. So, and then the frog. Snow's BT is on here. Snow's BT cycle is stacked. But Cissnei is the next evolution of sit there and do off-turn damage until her next turn characters with only a couple charges. You press her LD, and you don't let her get a turn. You let someone else do all the damage. This fight is probably the hardest fight of the month and the hardest fight in a while. I think it's got like 60 million single target HP. Zidane should get a C90 here too. They didn't put that on the slide either. Interesting. Maybe they'll undo the mistake because Zidane was synergy here, but this stage is break immune, so also rip null. Can't be delayed unless you quest it. It's a crit orb. I think you also need off turn. So this is one of those situations where Freya comes in handy. So if you don't want Cissnei, you grab an off turn character like Kane, or even more recently, because this guy pumps out a lot of HP attacks. Jesus Christ, my other phone. Shut up. Yeah, so you put someone in the air and you have them crit, maybe like a Saz in the background or something. But yeah, this fight's really tricky. Not garbage time. I don't even know if I wonder how Garnet will stack up here because it's single target. But yeah, this fight gets people around for their money. It's pretty restrictive. It was pretty hard to do. A lot of people ran Cissnei and didn't say what's the problem. But if you don't run Cissnei, this fight's kind of tricky. But I will be, and I said I'm done buying costumes, but I'm gonna get Cissnei's costume because Cissnei is hot, and I like her a lot. Good character, ages well in the Shinryu. She's definitely a meta character, a meta pick. Just because 3 HP attacks while your force time is up off turn continuously adds up very quickly. I know a lot of people have trouble with math, especially Rydia fans, but and also just common sense and Rydia. I can't even say Rydia fans because Rydia is my favorite Final Fantasy IV character. But I am powerful enough to have people send me fucking essays over me saying a character sucks. Like 2 words can write and file up a dissertation. Like I said in my community post. Put that energy towards getting some bitches. So much violence today. Oh man, really getting back to form. I love how people are like, why are you acting like this? You haven't been around long enough. I've always been like this. Oh boy. And they're like, they were, what was that dumbass comment on Reddit? Bro, didn't he say like this is a clear indication that they're hyping up Jack Garland upcoming next month? The context was Transcendence. He's obviously like the campaign's gonna last a while for Transcendence 9. God, let me chill. Let me chill. Oh, let me chill. Oh Lord. Oh my God. Oh, okay, and that's the slides. So let's recap. So in order of importance for my recommendations this month, Raijin LD call #1. That banner overall, get both LDs. Second, meta-wise, Cissnei. Cissnei is very good. Third, I'd recommend Freya. LD calls kind of in the middle there. In order of importance, Seymour is kind of next on the call list, and then Leo. I think you can, and Arciela is a maybe if you want the utility, or you could just wait a little later because she does come back eventually. You don't have to use her for a while. I think she's good though, but that's probably just me simping. Yeah, so I think that's the order of things. Everything else you probably feel free to skip, and please spread knowledge, peep game. If you see people hyping up Snow's BT effect, ask them the specifics on how it works and why it's good and how well it ages, because they will crumble every time because they don't know what the fuck they're talking about. It's just it's the video backseaters, bro. They're a cancer, and the more we let bad takes stay out there, the more bad info will go around and people will just be completely confused. I might do a separate video on Snow saying stop hyping this shit when you don't even know how it works, bro. How many people are still Eater Rothing? Honest question. I don't know. Okay, that's been a lot of violence. That probably made the video last a little bit too long. Thank you guys for watching. Let me know your plans for the month. Again, we simp and we move. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.